We wanted to bring you guys something a little bit different this go around. We're always boasting about our beaches, but that's not the only waterfront we have here in our area. So in today's video, we're going to be taking you through some driving tours of what it looks like if you wanted to purchase Bayfront here in Destin, Florida. So without further ado, let's get into it. What is going on? It is Andrew and
AJ
with the Emerald Group right here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. We are doing videos everywhere from Pensacola to Panama City Beach and everything in between. So if that is something you are interested in, then we have a beautiful subscribe button that when you click, it will have a little bell. You can click that bell, turn it blue, and you'll be notified absolutely every single time we do a new video. Wouldn't that be great if you just notified all the time? So you can go ahead and do that if that is interesting to you.
Do it.
Yeah. We'll wait.
And while we're waiting for you to click that little bell, we are probably in the process of getting more calls and texts, emails, and Facebook requests and what have you. And we absolutely love it. So please, if you have any questions about the area, we are a real estate team. While we know a ton about the area, we also know a ton about houses. So go
and
ahead
condos,
and
properties and barn dominiums and really anything you want if it's property related.
No, he's right. But so something that we keep getting is, oh my God, we're talking to you. We're talking to an actual person. Yes, when you call us, you get us. So we're going to talk to you, and we love talking to you. We're real people. We get just as excited to hear from you as you guys do to talk to us. So please pick up that phone if you have any questions. Give us a call, and we will be more than happy to help you out.
All right, let's jump right into the driving tours. This just kind of give you guys a good idea of exactly what you're going to see while you're driving around, not just from the water standpoint, but actually from driving around. So you could see the neighborhoods. I know whenever I haven't moved to a new area in a long time, but when I did, it was very helpful for me to see the different kind of neighborhoods that I'm going to be possibly living in. So that's what we wanted to share with you.
It's so much better, getting a driving tour and getting to look at so much in such a quick amount of time rather than having to go to Google Maps and clicking on the walkabout button and trying to, scroll the screen and look at your neighbors that way and see what things look like. So much has changed if the imagery hasn't been updated recently, but this gives you an idea, is it, are there trees around? How close are the neighbors? How close are you actually to the water? Like the house to the water, if that's what you're looking for. Is the yard mostly, in front of the house and there's a long driveway, or is the yard mostly behind the house and so you have a longer walk from the house to the bay? These types of things that are just easier to see in this type of tour than it is going onto Zillow and just looking at pictures. So,
and one way you can make sure you're maximizing this is if you see what we're going to show you and you enjoy it, then this is just sort of like a nice little overview. Then you can start digging into some of the playlists we have about each of those areas. So whether it's this video here in Destin or it's a different video in Fort Walton or 30A, what have you, it's just going to kind of help you walk through that. So we do have playlists of all the different videos in a certain area. So if you like what you see here, make sure you click on that and you'll get to see a little more.
Well, let's go for a drive.
Cool.
One of the greatest benefits, I think, of living on the bay in Destin is just the close proximity to the multiple boat launches. You've got Joe's Bayou, and then you've also got that one over there by McGuire's Irish Pub. What's that one called? By Dewey Destin's. I think it's just called the Destin Marina.
Oh, yeah, just north of 98, right when you cross over the bridge.
Yeah, and then you've also got Legendary Marina over there by the 293 bridge. So wherever you are on the bay, you're super close to a boat launch to just get right there in the water, which isn't that the point of living close to the bay?
Yeah, absolutely. And for those folks that are looking to live on the bay, it's even easier because a lot of them obviously have docks. Some of them are going to be deep water, some are going to be a little bit more shallow. So make sure that if you are looking at bayfront property out in this area, that you know what type of water or what type of boat you want to get, because it is going to make a really big difference. It's hard to put a yacht in the water if it's only 3 feet deep.
No doubt. Something else to consider when we're talking about measurements and what have you, measurements in finances. Being that you're on the bay in Destin, you're not going to have so many rowdy neighbors necessarily because you're not going to have any short-term rentals, since Destin is essentially outlawed any type of short-term rentals north of 98 to keep that area, good for locals.
So the entire portion of Destin that we're driving through, this kind of north main Destin portion, right before you get into some of the bigger suburbs, is going to be more of like a grid style neighborhood all throughout. So we're seeing the outskirts of it here as we're kind of driving around. That's, as you see the bay off to the north side. But if you're to go down any of these other streets, it's all kind of like a grid. So it makes it very easy for commuting in and out, especially if you're living here. So it makes commuting back to your house, especially if you live in this area, fairly easy, especially during times where there are a lot of tourists in town, which is, as you guys know, Destin is a very big tourist area. So it does get fairly packed, but luckily with the way that it is built out here, it's very easy to get in and out and go wherever you need to go. And then even better, you don't just have one option to get onto the main road where it might take you another 20 minutes to get halfway through town. You can actually go through this portion of Destin to skip a big portion of that line. In fact, a lot of us locals, it's kind of our standard whenever it comes in. We come over the bridge, we immediately go left by McGuire's, and then we head up some of the back roads, and there's like 2 or 3 different main options there. And then from there, you can kind of get creative if more people are following suit as well. And for those of you that are a little bit more on the fancy side, you like flying privately, there is a Destin airport out here. It's a very small airport. You're not going to get a lot of noise from it, but do keep in mind that there is an airport in town, so you will get noise from time to time if you're living in this area. But for the most part, it is private charters, as far as I'm aware. I've never actually flown out of it myself, but could be a good option for you if that's how you like to fly.
In the Destin area, you can expect for, just a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house to run you anywhere from $425 up to, if it's just a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe up to $2.2 million. So there's definitely some wiggle room there. If you're going to be directly on the bay though, then you're looking at about $1.4 million all the way up to $15 million. I really want to tour the one at the high end and see what does $15 million get you in Destin.
Now, this is right on the bay. This is not Gulf front, obviously, because everything we're talking about is the bay. So keep that in mind. I would also like to see what the 15 million looks like. They are building one. We passed by a little bit earlier. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but we passed by one that's new construction that's being built. It is huge and absolutely gorgeous. Looks like there's 2 different buildings on property, maybe even 3. Kind of looks like a 3 or 4 car garage plus a mother-in-law suite on top of the big, beautiful concrete style, like that newer style look. Very, very beautiful. But yeah, I'd like to see the inside of that one when it's done. Now, being in this part of town, it's actually really awesome because everything you need is in this area. You don't really need to cross over by the 393 bridge over to the Destin Commons unless you want to. You've got all your shopping. You've got plenty of restaurants here. And then, of course, you've got the nightlife on the south side of 98. You can take a quick Uber to, or if you're south enough, you could actually just walk to it. It's very crossroad friendly and, pedestrian friendly out here in Destin. Lots of little areas for you to cross over to. So if you wanted to go see the nightlife, go down there, to the harbor, walk in that area, you've got that choice.
Definitely go to Bric-a-Brac and try their food. It's amazing. And then go upstairs and dance to salsa and bachata because it's also amazing. Friday nights. That's the main reason to live in Destin, is for Bric-a-Brac. You
heard it here first. The reason why everybody moves to Bric-a-Brac to Destin is for Bric-a-Brac.
Oh, and also the parks, of course. You've got the Maddie Kelly Park with their nature walk.
We're going to take a drive through of a couple of these parks as well. They just updid one of them or upgraded one of them. I want to say it was like a year or 2 ago. It's fairly recent, and it is absolutely beautiful out there. They do a lot of events out here, so you'll see all sorts of smaller events. These aren't going to be the real big ones, like the Brew Fest or Tacos and Tequila or anything like that. You will have some of the smaller events and sometimes farmers markets and things like that out here.
And we're back.
Whew, that was a fun drive. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. And if you guys have any questions at all, as we mentioned earlier on in the video, all of our contact information is on the screen. So that 0807 number that you see will be a direct line to us, and then we will help you out as much or as little as you would like. And I guess we'll see you guys at another video.
Yeah.
See ya. Today's video is going to be all about bayfront living here in Destin, Florida. We are blah blah. This is what's up. With Dixon, roll it. All right, let's try that again.